Imagine arriving at the port, bags packed, sunscreen on, you're ready to sail, only to be told you can't board. The ship sails off without you. Yep, you're just left standing there, confused, maybe a little angry, but definitely heartbroken. Sure, I guess it sounds a little dramatic, but listen, it's happening more than ever in 2025. So cruise lines have upped their security and their policy enforcement, catching even the most seasoned travelers off guard. And some of these mistakes are simple. Others, they're shockingly easy to overlook, but listen, it can totally ruin your dream vacation. So in this video, I wanted to just break down some of the 10 most common reasons people are being denied boarding this year and how you can avoid it. Because let's face it, we've seen all the new updates with Carnival Cruise Line, and I don't want it to happen to you. I really don't. So let's get this video started like the Black Eyed Peas in 2003. Let's do it.
Let's get it started.
Yo, what's up? My name's Griff, founder of Ahoy365.com. If you're new here, what's good? But if you've been here, welcome back, Paradise Crew. Let's get started. We're going to kick this video off with some of the things you might know early on, and then we'll start dropping some of the things that are less commonly known. Sound good? Awesome. Number one, failing to meet the health requirements. Listen, these health protocols, they're not going anywhere, especially in 2025. If anything, they're getting tighter than ever. So I want to share with you guys a story about this lady from Toronto. Here's the deal. Apparently, she had a mild cold and she brushed it off, didn't report any of the symptoms on her form. However, security flagged her for a persistent cough at check-in. And so despite negative testing, she was asked to reschedule. No refund. Listen, so here's my tip. Stay current on the health guidelines. Fill out the forms honestly. And if you're under the weather, call the cruise line ahead of time. Make sure you have travel insurance because some will allow rescheduling without penalties. Listen, they didn't want to try it. So let's jump into number two. Number two, this one's easy for the OGs, but it's missing travel documents or required visas. So you won't believe how many people show up to the port without the right paperwork. Passport, expired. Visa, missing. That's a non-negotiable denial. Many countries now require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months beyond your trip. And new visa requirements like the European Union's ETIAS system, it catches people off guard, especially if you're stopping in another country for a couple of days. I'll explain it like this. So check this out. This is a retired couple from Florida. They were like super excited for the Mediterranean cruise. However, they didn't realize Italy now requires an ETIAS visa waiver. And at check-in, they didn't have the ETIAS, no boarding. So here's the tip. Double check entry requirements for every country on your itinerary. And if you're cruising with kids who aren't yours, you're going to want to make sure that you have a notarized consent. Letters are a must. Okay. It's like a little form to make sure that you got the permission from both parents to take the child out of the country. Number three, packing banned items. You probably already know this. You can't bring weapons or fireworks. But in 2025, cruise lines have quietly expanded that banned list. So think multi-plug adapters, long extension cords, even some types of hair straighteners due to fire risks. And CBD, even if it's legal where you live, it could get you booted before you even board. So here's a story. Mike, he's a tech savvy traveler. He packed a power strip for all his gadgets, similar to what I do. It was confiscated at security. No big deal. He was still able to cruise, but they also found CBD balm in his shaving kit. So he was denied boarding on the spot. 2 for 2 out of the gate. Like, what is this guy up to? But listen, you're going to want to review the cruise line's most current prohibited item list. So when in doubt, leave it out. We could put that on a shirt. Number 4, getting blacklisted or behaving badly at the port. So cruise lines have a zero tolerance for bad behavior, even before you board. So showing up intoxicated, yelling at staff, or just refusing to comply with check-in procedures is a fast track to getting denied. And if you've been disruptive on a past cruise, brother, they haven't forgot. You might already be blacklisted. So story, there's this family, I believe from Miami. I might have shared this with you guys before. They got into a shouting match with the port staff over like misplaced luggage and a couple other things. They called security. The cruise line just canceled the booking on the spot. They didn't want to deal with these people for the next 7 days. I was like, I hear you. I feel you. I get it. So here's a tip. Treat the embarkation like an airport security. Calm, respectful, by the book. Number 5, this one's sneaky. So I got a little bit of a challenge for you guys. In the comments section, I want you to say, come on, Jenna. You'll see in a few moments. So number 5 is unpaid cruise balances or onboard debts. So you've booked your trip, you're packed, and you're ready to go. But the payment you missed last month, it could cost you everything. So cruise lines are tightening the screws on unpaid balances. missed payments, deadlines, or maybe even lingering fees from previous trips. So here's a story from someone from the cruise community. She said I can share this. But anyways, Jenna thought her cruise credit covered everything. Her onboard credit, that's her OBC. Turns out the taxes and port fees were still due, and she didn't notice when she arrived. So no payment, no boarding. Yeah, they didn't let her board. So you're going to want to log into your account and confirm all your payments are settled. Check for hidden balances. Don't let like a $37 fee sink your $3,000 vacation. Everyone in the chat said, come on, Jenna. I mean, she ended up paying her stuff and going on the cruise, but come on, Jenna. Come on. Anyways, number 6, arriving too late. Many of the seasoned cruisers know this, but if you're new to the game, the ship's not going to wait for you. They are not, and they certainly won't reimburse you if you miss the cutoff. So most cruises close boarding 90 minutes before departure. It's a hard stop. Traffic, flight delays, or even a long line at security can ruin your timing. I love to share stories. There's a couple, I believe they're from Chicago. They were delayed about 40 minutes, but by the time they even reached the port in Barcelona, final boarding had closed. It was a wrap. So my tip is just make sure that you arrive in the window that they suggest that you arrive. Trust me, it's better to just wait in the terminal than to wait in the terminal with a coffee as everyone waves goodbye from you while you sit on the curb. All right. Number 7, we know this one. Pregnancy or traveling with young children. So this one surprises people, but there are hard limits. If you're 24 plus weeks pregnant at any point during your cruise, most lines will not let you to sail. Same goes for infants under 6 months. I think there's some cruise lines that say 12, but it just depends on the itinerary. Here's an example. A mom to be booked on a Baby Moon cruise. She was 22 weeks when she booked, but by the sail date, she was 25. So despite a doctor's note, she was denied boarding at the port. So you're going to want to make sure you got the math right on your weeks if you're pregnant. Parents know that. Anyway, here's a tip. Always confirm the cruise line's policies about pregnancy and infant age minimums before you book. That way you are good to go. Listen, I'm going to throw a bonus on here. So instead of 10, I'm going to knock out 11. But let's jump into number 8. Number 8, sniffer dogs and enhanced security checks. Dogs at cruise ports. Yep, they're here. And they're sniffing for more than drugs. So increased security means dogs may flag anything from lingering marijuana scent on luggage to improperly packed prescription meds. So there's a story. There's this guy, he packed his gym bag that he used months earlier at a concert. One of those fun, very, how do I explain this? Enlightening concerts. Well, a sniffer dog flagged it. And after a secondary screening, he was told he couldn't board. They just couldn't find it, but they weren't going to allow it either. So here's my tip. Use clean luggage, double check all prescriptions, and avoid packing anything questionable or anything that smells questionable. Number 9, dress code violations at boarding. If you're sailing with a luxury line, don't show up in flip-flops and a tank. Listen, some upscale brands want you dressed appropriately, even on embarkation day. It's about maintaining their brand vibe, aesthetic. They can turn you away. They can. Apparently, one woman showed up wearing, I guess, beachwear or I guess a swimsuit for her luxury cruise from Monaco, and they wouldn't let her board until she found the proper attire. So, I mean, she was able to board, but they made her change. Man, that just reminds me of a hotel we went to where in order to get into one of the rooms, you had to have been wearing a blazer of some sort or they wouldn't let you into the event. It's very interesting. So these rules do exist. And even some restaurants on board won't allow certain attires. There's a story with my uncle. I think he was wearing like khaki shorts into, I want to say, Le Petit Chef, and they made him go put on some pants. I thought it was dumb. I mean, rules are rules, but here's my thing. It's Le Petit Chef. There's cartoons on my plate. I mean, anyways, as here nor there, I'm just saying, here's the tip. Check the dress code, look polished, and not so much pool ready, depending on the cruise line. Number 10, pre-cruise behavior flags that some cruise lines monitor how you interact before the ship. So rude emails, threatening calls, aggressive behavior, it can get you flagged before you even show up. Listen, okay, so this guy, he continually kept calling customer service and reps over like hidden fees and charges, and he wanted a sale and a deal. His account was marked, and when he showed up, they basically told him he was flagged and labeled as a security risk. So I mean, listen, be kind in all correspondence with people. You're being watched for the long haul before boarding. Just letting you know. Number 11, unknown local port rules. So even if your cruise line is okay with something, the local port authority might not be. So each country has its own customs and onboarding policies. Now, fortunately, I don't have any stories to share with you on this one. So here's the pro tip I like to share. Research every port's rules, not just the cruise lines. And so something allowed on board may actually be banned at customs. One final tip before you jet out. Listen, you guys have been watching this. If you're a first-time cruiser, I want you to check out 20 mistakes that you want to avoid when you get into your cabin on the cruise ship. Or you can check out my wife's packing list. If you got families or you're a parent and you want to know what to pack for kids, this list of essential items is our go-to. And as always, if you dig the vibes, please subscribe. And if you care, please share. And we'll see you in paradise. Peace.